प्यारे बच्चों, अब हम लोग आगे जो है नेक्स्ट इसमें प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ फीडबैक में नॉइज रिडक्शन. सो बाय यूजिंग फीडबैक we can reduce effect of noise. So effect of noise can be reduced by using negative feedback. What is meaning of this? Effect of noise can be reduced means signal to noise ratio. Signal to noise ratio can be increased so signal to noise ratio, suppose this is represented by as a column, so this is without feedback. Suppose you are using 1 and 2, this is without feedback, and this is with feedback. Then by using this negative feedback, this signal to noise ratio can be increased, or effectively we can say effect of noise can be reduced. So this is the meaning of the effect of noise can be reduced. Now we will see how this is reduced. So we can take block diagrams with and without feedback. Suppose we are using an amplifier here. Suppose we are amplifier here, okay, having gain A, and here you have a noise signal Bn, and we are applying a signal here Bs, and this is the output V0. So this is without feedback. Then suppose these are two outputs. This is output due to signal or due to source, and this is the output due to noise or Vn. Then what is value of this output? This is the first part of the output. So when we are calculating V01, put this 0 by applying superposition. Once signal is 0. So what is output? Output is simply gain multiplied by input. And when we are using noise signal, then put this value 0. This is 0. We have only noise signal is present. Then what is the output? This is simply gain multiplied by the noise input. So what is the signal to noise ratio at the output? Signal to noise ratio is the V01 upon V02. Means output due to signal part and output due to noise part. And what is this? This is Vs upon V. So this is the signal to noise ratio without feedback. Now we will see what is the effect of using feedback. If suppose we are using feedback, then what is signal to noise ratio? So this is the signal to noise ratio, you can say first part, means without feedback. This is the without feedback. And if we are using feedback like this, suppose we are representing here amplifier, this is the basic amplifier having gain A1, and here noise is present at the input of amplifier. We are using here feedback. This is the feedback block. Feedback having feedback factor beta. Then we are assuming, suppose we have another amplifier. This is another amplifier which is free from noise, having gain A2. And here we are applying input Vs. Okay. Here we are using output V0, and feedback is connected from the output. Feedback signal from the output is fed back from output to the input from this side. So suppose this is the feedback signal. This is the feedback factor. Then what is the signal to noise ratio for this case? Suppose we are using feedback, then what is this value? How can we calculate? We will follow the same procedure. First put noise spot 0. Suppose we are using only signal. Noise is 0. So this is the V01. What is value of output when we are using only signal? How can we calculate? So to calculate this output, we will use this part. Suppose gain with feedback is given by A upon 1 plus A beta. This is the gain with feedback, where A is the gain without feedback, beta is the feedback factor. Suppose we are using this type of configuration, then this is the basic amplifier, combination of two amplifiers. Basic amplifier is the, so now gain of this is given by A1 into A2. A is given by A1 because this whole block is considered as the basic amplifier, which is combination of two amplifiers in cascade. So gain is given by A1 into A2. So now we can calculate this. What is value this? A is A1 into A2 divided by 1 plus A means A1 into A2 into beta. So what is this? AF is the output upon input. So suppose this is the 0, 1 upon Vs, output upon input. This is the gain, and from here we can calculate V01. What is V01? This is given by Vs into this part A1 A2 upon 1 plus A1 A2 into beta. This is the output. Output due to signal. This is the signal part. Now suppose we are considering the effect of noise, then put this 0. This is 0. Here noise is present. This is the noise. Then what is the configuration? Now this configuration is changed. This configuration, whole configuration is changed. Now this part, this whole part is considered as feedback. This is the feedback. Input is here. This part is the feedback. And this is the basic amplifier. Expression is same. AF equals A upon 1 plus A beta. So now what is beta? For this case, beta is given by, beta is the multiplication of this A2 into beta. These two blocks in series. So now feedback factor is given by this. So what is the expression of this? What is, now we can calculate this. What is gain with feedback is the basic amplifier gain means A1 upon 1 plus A1 into beta means A2 into beta. So what is expression for this? This is the AF is, so now we are removing this diagram. So what is the expression for this case? When we are using feedback, AF is given by A1 upon 1 plus A1 into beta. This is the expression for gain with feedback. Now what is expression for output? Suppose output is 0 2. So output is, so this is the V02 upon Vn. Output upon input. Suppose V02 is the output due to this noise present at the input of the basic amplifier. Then what is value of this? This is simply given by A1 into Vn upon 1 plus A1 A2 into V2. So this is the expression for output, and this is the first one, V01 equals Vs, and this is the second one. This is the V01 is given by V, you can write like this, A1 A2 upon 1 plus A1 A2 into beta, and this is the V02, this is the second, this is the first one. This is the output due to signal part. This is the output due to noise part. So what is the signal to noise ratio here? Signal to noise ratio, suppose this is the second case with feedback. So divide this signal, this is the signal, this is the noise. So you can write like this, A1 A2 upon 1 plus A1 A2 beta whole divided by this part, that is A1 Vn whole divided by 1 plus A1 A2 beta. Denominator is same. This is cancelled out. This part is removed. So signal to noise ratio in second case is given by A1 is also cancelled out. So you have simply, you can write, this is the signal to noise ratio is the, in first part we have signal to noise ratio in first part is the Vs upon Vn, and in second part this is the Vs upon Vn into A2. So this is the difference. Suppose we are using feedback, then signal to noise ratio is increased by a factor A2. So we can say signal to noise ratio can be improved by using negative feedback, or effectively we can say effect of noise is reduced. Both things are equivalent. We can say signal to noise ratio is increased or improved, or effect of noise is reduced. So this is one major advantage of using feedback. So we can see that how by using negative feedback properly we can improve signal to noise ratio, or effectively we can reduce effect of noise by using negative feedback. Obviously we must have an amplifier which is free from noise, because in second block diagram we are using one amplifier which is free from noise. One amplifier is with noise, another amplifier is free from noise. So in this way, these are three major properties: extension of bandwidth, improvement of desensitization and gain, and effect of noise can be reduced. So now we are moving feedback topologies. Feedback topologies. We have four basic feedback topologies. First one is series shunt. Second one, shunt series. Third one is series. And fourth one is the shunt. These are four basic feedback topologies, and these topologies are based on four basic amplifiers. Four basic amplifiers. Four basic amplifiers are: this is based on the voltage amplifier. First one, this is based on the current amplifier. This is based on the transconductance. Amplifier, and last one is based on the trans resistance. So these are four basic feedback topologies, and now we will see what are the basic structures. Basic structure for these four topologies. So now we will discuss basic structure. For all these four basic topologies. So there are two processes. So one thing important is, for amplifiers we can see, so suppose we are using voltage amplifier, then two things are clear. Input is voltage and output is also voltage. If we are using current amplifier, then two things are clear: output and input. Here input, this must be current, you can say I. Here output, this must be voltage. And for this voltage amplifier, input is voltage, you can say Vi. Output is also voltage. For current amplifier, input is current and output is current, that is I. Similarly, for other types of amplifiers, suppose we are using transconductance amplifier. For transconductance amplifier, output is current, input is voltage, and for trans resistance amplifier, output is voltage and input is current. So one thing is, so basic structure is, because in all these four feedback topologies, we will use basic amplifier. Basic amplifier, one time as voltage amplifier, another time as current amplifier, then transconductance and transresistance. So these are four basic voltage amplifiers. On these four basic voltage amplifiers, these four topologies are based. So two processes are there. Important thing is two processes. In all these four topologies, two processes are there. One is mixing, another is sampling. Two basic processes. Mixing, this is add input. This process is performed at the input, and this process of sampling at output. We will take sample from the output, and through the feedback network we will mix that quantity at the input. So these are now mixing of voltage and mixing of current. There are two processes, either voltage or current based on the basic amplifiers. Similarly, sampling, either of voltage or of current. Now important thing is that if we are taking, now come to the sampling, because sampling which is at output, if we sample voltage, then this is sampling of voltage is performed in shunt. This term is important. And sampling of current is performed in series. This term is important. Sampling, first thing is sampling at output, either of voltage or current. If we are taking voltage, then obviously connection is in shunt. And if we have current at the output, connection in series. Why this? Because we are taking sample, means same quantity. To take same quantity, suppose voltage is same in parallel and current is same in series. So if we are taking samples of voltage, we have to connect in shunt, because we will get the same voltage. We will connect in parallel, and same current is obtained in series. So for sampling, this term is important. Voltage sampling is performed in shunt or in parallel, and current sampling is performed in series. Okay. Now mixing is opposite. This process is opposite. इसमें भी वही है, वोल्टेज और करंट दो क्वांटिटीज हैं. If we are taking voltage, opposite process. In sampling, sample of voltage is taken in series. Here mixing, for mixing this is in series and current in shunt. So these two processes are opposite. In sampling we take the same quantity to sample. Voltage is same in shunt, current is same in series. But at the input we are mixing two different quantities and two different voltages can be mixed only in series, because in parallel voltages are same. We cannot mix two different voltages in parallel. And mixing of current is in shunt, because in series current are same. So if we try to mix two currents, then we have perform this operation in shunt. So this is the basic concept for all these four basic feedback topologies. Two processes are there, one is sampling, another is mixing. Sampling is obtained at the output, mixing is performed at the input. Sampling of voltage, sampling of current, mixing of voltage, mixing of current. So this is the basic concept. Now we will see basic structure for all these four feedback topologies one by one. A very simple concept is there. First one is the series series and this is based on the voltage amplifier. First one is the voltage amplifier. So basic gain of this voltage amplifier you can say A. So obviously two things are there, input and output. Here input is voltage, so we are using a voltage source here. This is the input, because voltage amplifier we are using voltage at the input. Here we have a feedback block. This is the feedback block. Suppose having feedback factor beta. So two operations are there. Series, this is for input. First term is for input, second term for output. Sample of voltage. Here you can connect the load at the output. Connection of output, sample, first thing sample of voltage in shunt. So we will connect here in shunt. And in series, mixing of voltage in series. So here at the input we mix in series. So this is the feedback. So suppose here we are using voltage V0. So this is the connection for first. So this is the series shunt feedback topology. We are using voltage amplifier, means output is voltage, input is voltage. So connection at the output is in shunt, parallel connection. Connection at the input is in series, because here mixing operation is obtained. Here sampling. So sampling of voltage in shunt and mixing of voltage in series. So this is the first one. Second one is shunt series, and this is based on the current amplifier. Obviously, we have two ports, input and output. At the output, we have a load RL. At the input, we have a current source. Current source means like this. This is the IS, current source with a parallel resistance. We have a feedback network, feedback factor beta. For current amplifier, this is the connection at the output, this is the connection at the input. Sampling, mixing. So sampling current amplifier means obviously output is current. So sample of current in series. So here we have a series connection. Here we have connect output current. And at the input shunt current, two mixing of two currents. So this is the mixing of two currents. This is the feedback current. Means connection at the input is in the shunt. So shunt means parallel connection at the input and series connection at the output. So obviously, if we are using term series, means second term is for sampling. Sampling in series means current. Output is current. And we can say basic amplifier is current. So this is the structure for second one, shunt series. Third one, first one is the series shunt, second one is the shunt series, and third one is the series series. And this is the for transconductance. This is the for transconductance. Amplifier. Basic amplifier is important. Two ports are there, input and output. One feedback block is there for all topologies. This is the feedback block having feedback factor beta. So transconductance amplifier means input and output, two quantities. You have to decide first, input and output. For transconductance means output is current and input is voltage. So voltage के लिए इस तरह से हम लोग कनेक्ट करेंगे. This is the volt connection for voltage source with a series resistance, and load is same. Suppose we are using RL at the output. Now connect this term, sampling in series, second term for sampling. So obviously we are connecting like this, I naught series, because same current is obtained in series. And for transconductance amplifier, output is current. So same current is obtained if we connect in series. Mixing in series. Mixing is also in series. And in series, Mixing means voltage, mixing of voltage, because only voltages, so different voltages can be mixed in series. So this is the series mixing and series sampling. Series sampling means current, series mixing means voltage. So this is for third one, and last one for trans resistance amplifier. This is the fourth one. This is called the shunt. So basic amplifier. This is the trans resistance. Basic amplifier is the trans resistance. One feedback block is there. Two ports are there, input and output. And output we have a load RL. Sampling in shunt. Output connection. Output same voltage, means this is the voltage V0 is same at the output. We connect in parallel, we will get the same voltage. Obviously trans resistance amplifier means output is voltage and input is current. Trans resistance, this is the for resistance means voltage upon current. Conductance means current upon voltage. So trans resistance means output is voltage, input is current. So input is current, that's why we are using a current source. A current source in parallel is source resistance and source current. And connection in shunt. This is also in shunt. So this is the current, feedback current. Output is taken in parallel. Input is also connected in parallel. That's why this is called shunt. Same connection is there at the input parallel, at the output parallel. So you must be clear that mixing is always performed at the input and sampling is always performed at the output. First thing. Second point is, for voltage sampling you have to connect in parallel, and for current sampling in series, and mixing is opposite. So this is the basic concept for all basic feedback topologies. One thing is more important, which is nomenclature. Sometimes nomenclature is different. This is also, there are 4 topologies you can see here. 4 topologies are series, shunt. Second one is shunt series. Third one is the series. And fourth one is the shunt. One different nomenclature is also used. Here in this nomenclature we are using, this is for mixing and second term for sampling. Mixing, sampling. In second process, first we use sampling. and then mixing. Another method is, in first method, first term denotes the mixing, second term denotes the sampling. In second process, in second method, we use sampling first. So suppose we take sample in shunt. So shunt means voltage. Shunt sampling means voltage sampling. So this is the voltage and second is the mixing. Mixing heating. So this is the voltage series called. Shunt term is used for voltage. So this is the first for this. Second term is series. Means sampling is performed in series. So in series, sampling means current. So this is the current shunt. This is the current series and this is the first shunt means voltage shunt. So this is another nomenclature for all these four feedback topologies. In first method, we simply use series shunt. What is the method of sampling and mixing of voltages or currents? But in second methodology, sampling of voltage, sampling of current, sampling of current, sampling of voltage. This quantity is represented first. Then mixing, either in series or in shunt. So this is all about the four basic feedback topologies. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that there are few major important properties of feedback. Feedback properties are desensitization of gain, bandwidth extension, noise reduction. These are three major important properties of feedback. Negative feedback, we have seen that how these properties are performed by using negative feedback. Another thing is four feedback topologies. We have four basic feedback topologies based upon the four basic amplifiers: voltage, current, transconductance and transresistance. So this is all about for today. Thank you. In next term, we will discuss another topic. Thank you.